Hi, I'm Chris Cree with EmmanuelPress, and in this video I'm going to show you how to map your domain to your EmmanuelPress website. Now in this video we're assuming a couple of things. The first thing we're assuming is that you've already upgraded to the ministry package, because the domain mapping is not a feature that's available with the free EmmanuelPress site. So you need to have upgraded already. So if you haven't, go ahead and do that. And also we're assuming that you've purchased your domain through our parent company at Success Creations. If you've purchased it elsewhere, that's fine. There's no problem with that. You'll still have to do the same steps, but your dashboard and how the menus are laid out is going to look a little different because every domain seller has their own system for doing that. So as long as you're comfortable with those two assumptions, let's dive in. First thing we need to do is go to your dashboard for your website, and we're going to go to Tools, and then we're going to select Domain Mapping. Okay, the reason why we're doing this is it kind of explains how to map your domain. And the method we're going to use is the A record method. This is the one that I recommend for you, is to use the A record. And if you want to redirect your domain, you're going to need to add a DNS A record for your IP address that points to this IP address here. And it's right there in your dashboard. So we're going to have to copy that and save that off to the side because we're going to need that once we log into our domain control panel. So let's go back to Success Creations where we purchased the domain and click on Get Your Domain. That'll take us to our domain seller storefront here. And then we're going to click on Manage because we've already purchased the domain. We don't need to get a new one. And we're going to log into our account. So what we're going to do is select, put in our username and then put in our password and then log in. All right, I don't need the browser to remember that. Charis Fellowship Church was kind enough to let us use their domain as a demo. They're one of our beta testers, and we're really grateful that they're on board and thanking them for letting us do this. So we go to DNS settings. That's the thing you want to do here, is click on the DNS and go to the DNS settings. What we want to do is we want to change the A record, and that's this A record here. And you can see there's two IP addresses and that they're different from the IP address we were talking about over here. So we want to copy this IP address from the inside of your EmmanuelPress dashboard, and we want to paste that here and replace the existing IP address, okay? And you want to do it for both entries. And then we're going to scroll down and we're going to save that, okay? Once we do that, then we're good to go there, and that's step one. Okay, there it says name servers were successfully updated. So we know that's been taken care of. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is go back to that domain mapping, and we want to add a new domain. All right, we want to put that domain that we just mapped, the primary one that we want to point to our site, and we want to paste it in this box right here and then click add. Okay, I recommend that you hold off clicking the primary domain for this blog link until we're sure that it works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on this and see where it goes. Hopefully it'll show up and point to the same website, your EmmanuelPress site. And look at that, it did. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set the primary domain. We're going to set the Charis Fellowship Church, the domain you purchased, the one we just mapped, as our primary domain. Once we did that, we're going to test it one more time, and it should show up. And sure enough, it does. And you can see the difference. The old one had the EmmanuelPress in there, but now that we've mapped it, everyone can go to just our domain and it will show up on our website, and our EmmanuelPress site is there. So that's now where it goes. So what happens is that on the old one, this charisfellowship.emmanuelpress.com, if we refresh that, it'll point now to just charisfellowshipchurch.com, which it does. So our domain is mapped and we're ready to rock and roll with our new EmmanuelPress website.